Here's a really tasty fall recipe that I love doing with squash. You're gonna take an acorn squash. We were doing this for a dinner party, so I had 3 squash. And you just take the seeds out. I put mine to the side and I toss them in my compost, and I have some pretty magical things that grow out of it with these leftover seeds. Next, I take some squash. I used yellow squash and zucchini. A couple of these were from my farm box. Some were just grabbed at Trader Joe's. And I just chopped them down long ways and then into tiny little diced bites. The smaller the better because they're going to be stuffed, so you want to get as many veggies, as many flavors into the bite. This recipe is pretty chopping intensive, but it's worth it. Really tasty and really good in the end. And then I just put all these chopped veggies into a large mixing bowl to the side. Make sure it's big enough because you're adding a ton of stuff to it and you want enough room to really chop it and mix it all around in there. I add chopped mushrooms, cut these also down. It could be a rough chop, it doesn't have to be perfect, but into small bites so that you have all these tiny little veggies mixed together. You kind of get all the flavors in one bite is the goal. Next, you'll add yellow bell pepper and red bell pepper, also just chopped down into fine little bites. And then you will add a whole onion chopped. This is just a organic, simple white onion. Chopped down into tiny little bites. Next, you chop 6 to 8 cloves of garlic and add this to your mix. And then you're going to give this bowl a nice, generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. You're going to add a handful of Italian herbs. This is a fresh little dried herb batch from my farm box. Next, you're going to add toasted onion, fresh black pepper, some spike seasoning. You're going to mix these together. And then kind of to taste, but if it needs a little extra kick, I added a little bit of a pink Himalayan salt. And then I just tossed all of this together so that the olive oil and the herbs and the salts were coating everything and all the flavors and veggies were all mixed up. After you've mixed your veggies and olive oil and herbs and salt well, just simply scoop the mixture into the acorn squash and you can just generously fill them, kind of toss this on the whole top of all of them and then spread it out so that they can all get cooked down well. And that's it. Pretty simple, pretty easy, really flavorful. I love how this recipe doesn't need a sauce. It doesn't need anything extra at the end. The flavors alone of just the vegetables and the olive oil and the herbs cook together to make this yummy, yummy, tasty natural sauce. You're just going to pop this into a preheated oven at 350 for 1 hour. And at the end, just simply pop them out and enjoy.